Today is Friday, March 6th. We are going to do a review for a quiz over lesson 9-1 through 9-3. That quiz will be on Monday. The formulas will all remain on the board for you to use. You will have to show your work, label your answers, but you will have a calculator in order to solve these problems. Please take out your homework and pass out one of the homework slips that are in the basket up front. Take attendance while the students are copying down problems number 8, 10, and 14. Students turn those into the basket. Once you turn those into the basket, you should not be going back to it once we put up the answers. Again, you should be able to copy down those answers, turn those into the basket, and pause the video. I will start with the answers when students have all turned those into the basket. Thanks. Again, you should not be having to go back to the basket now that you have turned those in. Our answers for number 4, 31.4 square meters, 10 pi, which equals approximately that. Number 6, the surface area is about 87 9/10, 87.9 square millimeters. The surface area for number 8 is 282 6/10 square centimeters. In number 10, the lateral surface area, which is again only 2 pi RH, we don't have to do this first one, 2 pi r squared, because they're only worried about the lateral surface area. That is 226.1 square inches. Number 12, the area of the base must be multiplied by 2 because there are 2 circular bases. So 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi RH. Again, that will give us 489 8/10 square yards, 489.8. In number 14, we have the surface area of the ottoman, which does not include the bottom, is this 704 pi square inches. The surface that is the green part is just the lateral surface area, 2 pi RH, which is 256 pi. The percent of the surface area of the ottoman that is green that is equal to 256 pi equals percent times 704 pi, and when we divide by 704 pi, we get 36.4%. Number 16a, the surface area of the small organza is 41.125 pi. The surface area of the large organza is 149.875 pi. So the surface areas of the smaller and larger organzas are this and this, respectively. In B, we can set up a proportion, 149.875 pi over x pounds equals 41.125 pi over 1.1 pi. We can cancel these pi's out, and we will get approximately 4. So the weight of the larger organza is about 4 pounds. In 18a, the surface area is a factor of 2, so we will have multiplying both dimensions by the factor of 2 results in the surface area that is 4 times greater. If we multiply everything by 3, that makes it 9 times greater. Thus, if we multiply it by 5 times, we get 25 times bigger. And if we multiply it by 10, we get 100 times bigger. So what you can hopefully see as I move myself out of the way is that multiplying both dimensions by the factor of x results in the surface area that is x squared times that original surface area. So if both dimensions of the cylinder are multiplied by a factor of 20, the new surface area is 20 squared, which is 400 times greater. A couple of examples that we have. Remember, surface area of prisms. We have all rectangles in our prisms. They can have a base of a triangle on top and the bottom, but all of these will be rectangles as well. So as a reminder, in this one we have the base, which is the length times the width. There are 2 of those. We have 2 times the length times the height. there are 2 width times the height, and when we substitute that in, we get 148 square feet. Again, remember, you could have a triangle here with 3 different rectangles that you will add together. The next one we talked about were pyramids. Remember, the pyramid could have a square base. It could also have a triangle base, but in a pyramid, all of the sides will be triangles. So we are going to take the area of the base. Remember, in this one, there are only 1 base, and then the area of all the lateral faces. So if there is a triangle, there will be 3 triangles here. If there is a square as a base, we will have 4 triangles on the lateral faces. So you can see in this one, we have the area of the base, which is 6 times 5.2, which equals half of that. So we take half of that, and that is 15.6. And then on each of these 3 triangles, we have a base of 6, a height of 10, that is 60, half of that is 30. There are 3 of them, so I add all those together. The surface area is 105 square yards. What we learned on Thursday was the surface area of cylinders. Reminder, as cylinders have 2 bases, which are circles, so we take the area, which is pi r squared. Since we have 2 of those, we're going to multiply that by 2. Then we have a rectangle with a length of the circumference, which is 2 pi r, times the height, which is 5. So again, this is our formula, 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r h. When we substitute these in, r is 4. So we take 4 squared times 2, which will give us 32 pi. This is 4 for the radius, times 5, which is 20, times 2, which is 40. Again, we add these together and we get 72 pi. Keep that there until the end, and then we take 72 times 3.14. We round that to the nearest tenth, and we get 226.1 square millimeters. Again, as a reminder, there will be a quiz on Monday. It is over lesson 9.1 through 9.3. All the formulas will stay on the board. You will be able to use a calculator. You must label and show your work. For the rest of the time in class, I would like for you to spend about the first 15 minutes working on this on your own. You are going to complete all of the problems in this packet. So there are 9.1 through 9.3 quiz right here, which has 11 problems. There are 3 problems that have surface area of prisms right here in your packet. You also will have 3 problems that deal with the surface area of pyramids. And then finally, you will have 3 problems that deal with the surface area of cylinder. And finally, on the back, you will have 5 problems in your packet that deal with surface area of a prism or a pyramid. Again, they're asking you to determine which is which. Hopefully you can find out that prisms have rectangles as lateral faces and pyramids have triangles. And then finally, hopefully you can do the surface area of cylinders. So on this chapter test, you have 5 problems. I will have answers posted around the room. Please stop and check those as needed. If you are working well and Ms. Hanson allows you to, after 15 minutes of working on your own, she may allow you to work in groups or partners. Please be respectful and work on the homework and work on this. I will not be collecting it, but if you can do these kinds of problems today, you will be able to handle the quiz on Monday. Thanks, have a great day, and I will be back on Monday.